So we all of a sudden on Thursday we get told, oh, there's going to be a massive announcement tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern. So we all tune in, and it was pretty whack. I'm not going to lie. It was just the Saudi Arabia show. Like, I don't give a fuck about that, right? So when the AEW versus WWE war is heating up, and we have an abhorrent amount of sickos lying and making up numbers, and when Dave Meltzer wants to make up numbers, yes, I want to dunk and flex and cheer, and this is huge. When WWE's like teaming up and buying AAA and talking about buying New Japan and teaming up with them or teasing it, or they're making these huge billion-dollar Netflix deals, and I get all of WWE on Netflix, yeah, I'm marking out like a silly mark for that. When they make a show WrestlePalooza and it's like WrestleMania level and we're gonna treat it like this huge thing, yeah, I'll mark out for that. And they're giving us $1 billion for sure. But when it's like, we got $1 billion to go anywhere, I don't care. As a fan, why do I care about that? You know what I mean? I don't get hyped for Saudi shows like that. They've been okay in recent years, but like, I don't give a as a fan if like this. I've said it about AEW. I don't give a if the $1 billion company's getting another $100 bagillion. I don't care. Is the show good? Is the build up good? I ain't going to Saudi. Dubai chocolates, or what are those called? Dubai chocolates, or what are they called? I forget. But yeah, Triple H just announced alongside his friend Turki, Al-Sheik, his friend in quotations. His friend. Dude, they're friends, okay? Turki Al-Sheik's a friendly dude with like everybody. Don't be a dick, you know? But Turki Al-Sheik's doing everything, man. He's with Dana doing this Crawford Canelo fight. You know, he's talking about pro wrestling. You know, WrestleMania is one of the greatest things in the world. They had Liv come out, Undertaker. Everybody just stood there. There was no press. This was cringe, just being honest. They do this like weird half kayfabe thing. Turki Al-Sheik he just sells, but he does what he wants. It's not a matter of like, is WrestleMania gonna be in? He's live right now with 41K watching him, the prelims on his X. Like, he does what he wants. He makes the fights that he wants. He tells Dana, like, Dana, you're doing this. Dana, you're even at the press conference. He's like, Dana will make major announcement now. And then Dana's like, that's the end of the press conference. And then he's like, they're like whispering at each other. Like, Turki Al-Sheik they have so much money and resources, dude. It's just, he does what he wants. They're doing what they want. They'll own WWE one day, and people will be chill with it because people are more chill with these Saudi events and everything, right? At the end of the day, I don't give a where it is. Give me $1 million, Saudis, and I'll give a about it, okay? Right? But otherwise, I don't give a. So there was no invited local media or anyone from the general public. And why would there be? I mean, so this is from Mike Johnson, PWI. Those spoken to in WWE believe that when 2027 comes, Mania Week will have all the usuals, such as Raw, SmackDown, Hall of Fame, etc., emanating from Riyadh. They were not aware whether NXT would be a part of the package, but noted it was still early enough for plans to be put in place. I don't see why it won't be. Makes sense logistically. Also, like, this is how baller Riyadh is. Like, the WWE, the swipe in the WWE logo got a little flavor on it. Like, that's not the typical swipe, dude. It's like a special Riyadh. Also, they were saying things like WWE wanted to do like a WrestleMania themed event, like WrestleMania Backlash there or whatever, and they were like, no, we want WrestleMania, and they want to make it the most star-studded WrestleMania of all time, etc., etc. Dave is out there like they have offers out there for Stone Cold and The Rock and la la la. Brian, Dave just throwing out just desperately just saying shit wrong about everything. And then Fightful just pulled his card. The likes of Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock have not yet been approached for potential matches over. I don't even believe that Fightful knows. But I'll tell you this, The Rock has a bunch of movies lined up. Now, does it benefit him to go there? Oh, fuck yeah. Does it benefit WWE for him to go there? Oh, hell yeah. Will The Rock wrestle in a fucking match against Roman? Everyone's like, Rock Roman, it's finally going down, man.
Are you sure about that?
The Rock will not wrestle. He will rock bottom a jabroni. He ain't fucking wrestling, okay? I'm just going to tell you that right now. Maybe that technically is wrestling to some degree, but he's not going to be he's not going to wrestle fucking Roman. There's no way. Ladies and gentlemen, joining me on the show, you're a mean one, Mr. Awful. Ladies and gentlemen, Awful Wrestling is here. Round of applause for the Awful One.
Peace, Phil. I hope I sound good.
I don't think you do so far, but we'll work that out as we go. It's okay, bro. It's okay. We'll figure this out.
You always get me.
Yeah, dude. Well, it is what it is, man. We'll make it work, definitely. So, Guy, how are you doing? How are you feeling about the Saudi show? Do you think it's like a W or not for WWE?
I just before I came on, I heard you talking about how it wasn't that big of a deal in Phil Mark's eyes, but then you went on to elaborate how it's a gigantic deal.
In what sense? And what do you mean?
You ultimately said that the WWE is going to be owned by these people.
Yes, one day. I mean, I could totally see that, don't you?
That's a huge deal, and I see it happening too. That's why I believe, yeah, it's a huge deal. At first, I thought that they were going to give Saudi Arabia a second WrestleMania, kind of like what they did with the Royal Rumble. But when I saw the number 43 on there, I was like, oh, they want it all, and for $250 million fucking dollars. Wow, that's a lot of bread, my friend.
Oh, yeah.
Do I have a problem with it going to Saudi Arabia? I guess if you don't know too much about like the social geopolitical happenings that are going on, like Saudi Arabia has been trying to rebuild their image to the world. Granted, I believe it's a little too opulent for everybody else's taste. It's almost like it's just like, hey, we've got caviar. Don't you like caviar? It's just like, well, we can't afford caviar. You know what I mean? And I just believe the Saudi government is trying to work into the mainstream good graces of everybody, you know. And by doing it with WWE and TK, it's not even really with WWE; it's with TKO. Let's get real, you know. But this is the friendliest, Mark Shapiro and the Saudi Arabian government. This is like the closest the Jews and the Arabs have come together.
What do
incredible.
they say? Yeah. No, you're right, man.
They could stop a war with WrestleMania 43 on the horizon.
So right before you snap, crackled, and popped in, hey, Chad, I'll get it. No, you're great now. You actually sound perfectly clear now. I just jinxed it by making that joke. Watch, but
I know.
Yeah, you're actually perfect now. It's crazy. But Stone Cold and The Rock. Dave Meltzer comes out there and he's like, they've been approached with deals, money on the table. He's just spurging out recently, like getting owned left, right, and center. And Fightful's like Stone Cold and The Rock have not yet been approached. I could totally see Stone Cold going out there and drunkenly driving a four-wheeler into some shit in Saudi Arabia. And as far as The Rock's concerned, I don't think he's going to have a match. He'll just probably rock bottom somebody. I'm quite confident of that. Do you think the Saudis go all out and are like, we want Undertaker versus fucking Stone Cold? Like, what do you think happens there?
I think they're gonna pull out all the stops. You're gonna see The Rock in a Kimar, and you're gonna see Stone Cold Steve Austin in like dashiki wear coming down the ring. For the right amount of money, and I'm sure they've got the right amount of money.
Well,
It's so
speaking of,
fascinating. Phil, before we go on, I'm so sorry.
yeah, no,
I've
don't be.
got to get your opinion on this because, like, I've been saying it on my show, I've been saying it on Toonie Talk Wrestling. The WWE is looking a little too fat right now. And I think,
Roster
like,
wise, roster
no, no,
wise, or
no,
Oscar
no,
wise
just
from.
just just corporate. Being a corporate entity, it's just like it's kind of for me. Not that I've ever cheered for WWE. I need that to be perfectly clear. I'm not some Fed shill, but
Yeah.
I do find it a little icky that a lot of people are like, rah rah, it's
No, no,
great.
no. I'm with you.
WWE is swallowing the whole fucking planet. It's a little weird feeling.
Dude, I said it before you came on, dude. I was talking about how, like, I don't, and I've said the same thing about AEW. I don't care if this $100 billion company gets another $200 billion. And I said it, give me 1 million and then
Right,
I'll care. Give me 1 million. I'll pretend to care
right,
all day. I don't give a fuck, man. It ain't making me richer. As a fan, this shit is becoming more and more out of reach as like a common guy. You and me, we're family guys, right? We want love.
right,
There's a family guy. We have to plan our whole like year trip. I made the analogy like some people will be like, "Oh, son, part of your Christmas gift this year is going to SmackDown or going to fucking whatever because it's so
right,
big now." And they don't even do house shows in like butt fuck nowhere, as I call it.
right.
And so yeah, I'm with you on that, bro. Like it's weird when people just blow every single thing. Like it makes no difference if they
Yeah,
do this show on the fucking moon. I don't care if they're making more money in that regard, but I will say this. Yes, I applaud when they get $100 billion or whatever to go on Netflix, and then I get to watch all of WWE on Netflix. Yes, because
right.
that's a fucking W for me. As long as the shows are good and the build is good, I don't give a fuck where they hold WrestleMania personally. But yeah, I'm with you to where I'm not just going to get down with everyone being like, yeah, they just got another 100 million. How the fuck? Well, okay, they better
And
give me
that's not to say that I'm not a pro capitalist. I certainly
me
am.
neither. Yeah.
But it's just one of those things where it's just like you guys don't have to go so hard in the paint and celebration of WWE. I mean,
If they're
it was their own CEO, Mark Shapiro,
right.
was just like, yeah, we're thinking about a price hike. We're thinking
Yeah.
about doing that. Like that's not cool to fucking hear. I understand it's great to hear for the shareholders and all that, but don't they make
Right.
movies out of shit like that? Don't they make stereotypes out of people like this?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's not
Exactly.
helping this stereotype.
And unless you hold like TKO stock or something, okay, I totally get
Yeah,
that because it's fucking skyrocketing. I get that. But the other thing is like, okay, let's say they do this huge deal. Oh, 150 billion. Okay, unless they do some baller shit like buy AEW
right,
or like who's their top guy? Kenny Omega. No, no, no. Just like whatever guy, let's say. And then they just do some boss shit where they like buy someone crazy out of their contract and then they come to WWE. Or let's say there was like another Brock Lesnar type floating around where it was like, oh,
right.
WWE could never get that guy. And then they just fucking do this huge deal and then they use that money to like bring some fucking crazy star over or something. Okay, yeah, I'd get down with it. But like just for them to go to a place and do a show, they're doing it anyways. Why am I clapping my booty cheeks for 100 million or whatever? But
Well, that's
speak, yeah,
because Phil, you're an insider. I mean,
yeah,
you're an insider. You found out the information days before the average casual fan did. So again, like to them, it's a huge deal. Might not be the best deal for them as the goddamn events across the pond now. But that's so crazy. Yeah. I completely agree with you. Like I didn't know how to really put it into words, but I was like, there's something real skeevy about, like this going hard in the paint
yeah.
for like the WWE. And I have no problem. It's just like you said, no problem with, the money that they're making or whatever, but don't be like, yay, trillionaires.
Yeah.
Like, come on now.
So speaking of like speaking of like them possibly owning this shit, WWE
Mhm.
setting up a permanent office in Saudi Arabia allegedly.
Okay.
So that's crazy. Speaking of what you were talking about, at the AAA show Worlds Collide, the fans were booing heavily and chanting "You sold out" at the video promoting WrestleMania 43 in Saudi. And I don't know, the video's just glitching out, so it's fine. But they were booing that, and the video got ratioed. So, like, obviously, what do you make of that aspect? Like, fans are, I think, unanimously kind of shitting on this. Or do you think it's not as unanimous? It's split. Or do you think people really give a fuck? It's just online shit.
It's definitely it's definitely online shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying.
So
Like we've got to learn. I mean, as podcasters, everybody kind of has a small responsibility in knowing that separation between the IWC and the real life fucking fans out there, the ones who pay tickets and got to go to work the next day. Not that we don't all go to work, you know what I'm saying, but it's just like, listen, there are a ton of people, a ton of people that do not go and find and mine for wrestling news. They watch every Monday, they watch every Wednesday, and that's that. You know what I mean? They get what they get, and they like what they like.
well, speaking of get what they get, man, Andrade was effectively released by WWE. The departure was not a mutual decision and was noted that it was not related to budget cuts. The exact nature of the situation is not entirely clear. And it was peculiar that he was paraded out there for the announcement of the Triple A purchase by Triple H, I guess, who paraded him out there. But then he's just nowhere to be found on any of these shows. He divorced Charlotte. I'm sure that didn't help him too much. He was stuck in a random tag team with Rey Fenix, and then poof, he just is seemingly gone. And now people are like, should he go back to AEW? Yeah, I'm sure he wants to go back there. He was so happy there. But
his contract will be worth $15.
So Fightful goes, AEW sources spoken to had no idea. I had no idea Andrade had departed WWE. It was said that no bridge is truly burned in AEW, and as long as nothing heinous is tied to a departure, a return wouldn't be impossible. One WWE source indicated that, and this is all Fightful, by the. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they're talking to people, maybe they're not. Who knows? One WWE source indicated that Andrade's departure had been in the works for at least a week, and that he did affect immediate creative plans after SummerSlam. A number of talents spoke to had no idea what was going on, or that Andrade had left or was leaving the company. Man, he was putting on bangers with Rey Fenix. And then he was moved to the he was moved to the alumni section. Yeah, so I mean, what do you make of Andrade's run and him being released or asking for his release? Nobody really knows.
Yeah, it said the feeling was not mutual. So the WWE actually wanted to keep him, or what?
Or maybe he didn't want to be let go.
You think they let him go?
I mean, I wouldn't be shocked, man. I mean, they're trimming down, like, even though you're like WWE's getting kind of fat. And I was going to ask you, like, okay, the company wise or
on the roster as well.
Yeah, because the roster kind of is bloaty right now as well. And it's like maybe they just look at his deal and are like, well, we're going to put the Lucha Bros together, ultimately back together. Like, what are we doing with Andrade? Maybe that's part of it. Maybe it's not. Maybe they didn't want to let him go, and he's just like, I just want to get the fuck out of here, because he was disgruntled in WWE before. Then he went to AEW. He was disgruntled there. So Andrade famously, I think, told people like WWE's not what it's shaped up to be. You know, like he was saying that. Then he's in AEW. We know he was sort of disgruntled there. He wanted to get back to WWE. Ric Flair even talked about it. He wanted to be with his wife. He goes there, gets divorced, and then he's disgruntled there. They're not really doing anything with him again of importance. So,
do you think he knocks on the door of any creative fucking team and goes, "Hey man, like what's going on with me?" Or do you think he's happy to be there like so many others?
I bet he's one of the guys who like wants to get pushed.
But does he make something happen backstage? Does he have a good attitude? Does he have a persistent attitude?
I have
a personality that can get things done.
If I had to guess,
you have to go ahead.
I'm just saying, if I had to guess, Andrade just did a lot of shit in AEW where it's like, why are you doing this? So maybe not. I don't know. I was just guess based upon the things he's done in his career that I think maybe he just lays in the cut and tries to be professional. You know?
Yeah. Do you think he's creative at all?
His like lucha masks and shit are cool, but it's kind of like a rip off of
Everybody's
a comic
lucha
book.
mask is cool.
Yeah, so I don't know if you can account for that, right? His moveset's
Again,
kind of creative and
another casualty of professional wrestling. I see if some of these kids were a little older, they'd understand. They'd see somebody like an Andrade coming a mile away. Just like I think you kind of saw Andrade coming a mile away when he came back to the WWE. It's just like, okay, now what? Now what?
I
What are
gotta
you going
be
to do
honest.
with him?
I
Oh
gotta
my
be honest.
God.
I thought
Optimistic
they
Phil
were
on his way. Come on.
I thought they were gonna do more with him, especially when they had him out
Like,
there for that AAA stuff.
mhm.
Like really stick it to Tony Khan because I'm pretty sure Andrade's like his history in CMLL is like
Probably can't
real.
cut a promo.
Yeah, well, his history in CMLL goes deep, and so I thought that they would try and stick it to CMLL with like, here's one of your old guys, and he's doing our shit in AAA. You know, that was kind of
Is
what I
that worth?
thought.
Do you think that's worth at the minimum $250,000 a year? Do you think
Yeah,
to stick it to another company is worth his contract? Hell no.
no,
I
I don't know.
believe. I think one of the gentlemen said it in the chat. Uh, Northern DC. He said he can't talk. Probably in Spanish or English. That's what I'm saying. Like he could be a cookie cutter down in AAA or CMLL as well. I do know that when I first laid eyes on him and saw him, I was just like, okay, what are we doing here? He's
Yeah,
nothing special. And I heard about the matches at NXT and all
right.
that shit. But where's this highlight promo? Where's something that he's done to make you go, whoa, now I got to check him out? There isn't anything like that. It's all been in match form. It's never been in promo form. Did you hear that Andrade fucking promo? Nope.
No, you're right, dude.
I
You're
mean, come
absolutely right
on.
about that. And people always point to the NXT stuff. So do I,
Yeah.
because it was really good. But I mean, yeah, he was with Zelina, and it was a whole other
He's
thing.
2025's version of Paul Roma.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was WWE News.